LF and MMC and wherever else you have come from. Thank you for coming out today. Sorry I wasn't here when you guys all arrived. There was a lot of last minute stuff that happened, so I was involved with that, getting sound here. I want to go over some details, some administrative stuff to help orientate us for today, as well as answer some questions you have. But I want to first start kind of with what our purpose is for the day. Our purpose for the day isn't to necessarily have a preaching time. Our purpose for the day isn't necessarily to have an altar call. But our purpose today is just to serve the community. We got tons of clothes, and I'm hoping we have tons of people come in that need clothes and can take those and utilize them for themselves or their families. But the biggest part that we need to try to focus in on is to show Christ in how we interact with people, how we interact with each other. There'll probably be times where different personalities will come up and we'll bump heads and different things that, with a group this size, it's inevitable. And just take a deeper breath and we'll work through it. For those of you who are highly administrative and are kind of 9 o'clock, this happens, take a deep breath to
not
hear. I'm like my mom a lot, and I like things in order. And
don't be like me.
You'll have to kind of ride with the punches with things today. But with the different areas that we've got inflatable games that are going to be happening. We got crafts. We got the clothing side. We got the cooking of the food. We've got some music. We've got a couple other things that are happening. The kids' games, different things. I don't want it just to be like I told somebody. I think I told Tim, a meat market, meaning like, oh, here's free clothes. Let me just give you free clothes and that's it. The most important thing that can happen today is that a beginning of relationships can be built with people. Maybe you guys will exit out of here, but we'll stay here, and what happens today carries on and speaks deeply to people's hearts. Some of you were involved when we did the Christmas food box giveaway, and there was a lot of effort that went into that in terms of getting right to people instead of having them all come to a thing, and it was like a meat market of free food. And some of the results out of that is it spoke deeply and meaningfully to the people who received the stuff. It wasn't just like going to Goodwill or going to Salvation Army or going to some place where no relationship is. And more in our day and time, people they need that relational connection. They need to feel, they need to see, they need to taste Jesus.
That's right.
In you. And if we are just going to simply throw a hot dog at them and say, get out of here, it's not those kids, we may not say that. I hope you don't say that. But if that's our attitude, if that's our way of going about it, we fail. But if we can do it in a way that's meaningful, even if it's like, we kind of swallow deep, or somebody's getting on their nerves at the clothing table, but we can communicate that love. That means everything.
That's right.
So with that in mind, there are several areas that we're going to break up. I'll allow Tim to help kind of break those up here in a minute. But one of the biggest areas, and I've talked to a few key people from our church who are going to kind of point on this. One is Jason Art, and he's got his baby girl with him in his arms over here. We're going to have a registration table kind of out there where the entrance is. I want to try the best we can to block off the entrances because people use the parking lot as a cutoff between 12 and 20. And I don't want that danger to be with all the kids that will hopefully be here today. But we're going to have a registration table. We're going to set up that blue church screen, little square pop-up tent thingy. And underneath there, we're going to have, and I'll need help from somebody to cut up these 4x6 cards. It's going to be simple things with name, address, phone number, email address, I think may be on there. There's a box, would you like more information on the Revolution, the church? That is multifold. One is, that's the first point, hopefully, of interest to people coming in. And I want, Jason and I have already spoken about this and talked with another lady, Rashenda. I think she will be coming here in a little bit. People who are very caloric or very engaging in that way, that will begin to start that process of relationship. The second part is, we get that information, we can follow up on people. The third part is, they're going to get, when people come in, they're going to get a ticket. That ticket is good for the food. Without that ticket, nobody gets any food, because what can happen is, we can have Johnny and his two sisters come in, and mom stays out of the car, and she says, Johnny, I want you to give me 5 hot dogs. Or Johnny wants 5 hot dogs himself, he'll come back later. And if we got extra later, man, let people eat. But I want to put that out there and help those of you who have helped before with the food area, and put a little bit more order to that situation. So I'll be announcing, or myself or Nick, one of us, will be announcing from the stage over the loudspeakers. If you haven't registered, register. Those cards will be part of the giveaways for the stuff that we'll be doing. Oh my goodness, I gotta go to McDonald's. They're giving us some stuff, so. Sorry. So that's one. The other is the craft tent. We'll divide out who wants to do that. Then we got the clothing, tent, or stuff that we have, the conglomerate. We'll kind of divide that up, I think, between being outside and maybe inside. I got a guy that's coming with a Gary history, something or other, supposed to be interactive. Hopefully he'll make it here. He'll need a table. Other than that, we'll be good with those. We got the stage and sound. We may need one person or so to help between Nick Dennis, he's the other DJ Nick Tunes, and myself. We'll be doing that. Food and watermelon side of things, Shane Conover is going to run point on that, and he's going to need some help with things related to that. So there'll be the drinks will be out there, the chips will be out there, the hot dogs, buns, all that kind of stuff will be out there. Then we got the kids' little games. I know you said you brought a couple things. We got the basketball hoop, jump rope and hula hoop, those types of things. We got the inflatable games as well. Another area that I think we had talked about, Tim, that we really need maybe a couple people on even rotating basis is to be around when the kids or adults go to the bathroom. So people aren't swimming in this massive building by themselves. Whether they get lost or whether, God forbid, somebody's predatory, whatever, we just need to make sure we're on top of things. Plus, we don't want kids to be out there just making a mess. Then, I don't know what we have in terms of extra people. We had talked about the possibility of flyers. There's the other possibility of a stage build. I've got the information on that if that's going to happen. So those are the things. One of the things that I wanted to kind of put you up on, please, especially guys, try to refrain from hugging the kids, the boys or girls, especially. Some people are very sensitive to that. Even if the kids are all, at most, do the side hug. Because last year we had the person who was showing affection wasn't doing it in a sexual way at all, but one of the parents really tripped out pretty bad about some of that scenario. So I'm just kind of giving you a heads up on that. We've been given diapers. You got those, okay? Children's Hunger Fund has donated a lot of the stuff that we've given out. One of the things they've given us is a bunch of diapers. And one of the things we want to do with that is not have a big table with diapers all over it. We want to engage some of the families that come in relationally again. Joanna's going to kind of run point on that. But we want to engage them relationally again and begin to start that dialogue and maybe discover, hey, would you like some diapers? Would that help you out in the setting? Instead of saying, here's a big box of Huggies diapers, go, make sure your baby's booty's clean or whatever it happens.